Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna. Promulgating Text 3, Text 4 and Text 5 of Chapter 3, Krishna is the source of all incarnations of first canto creation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 3. Yasya Vayava Samasthanaiha Kalpito Loka Vistaraha Tada Vai Bhagavato Rupam Vishuddham Sattvamurjitam. It is believed that all the universal planetary systems are situated on the extensive body of the Purush, but he has nothing to do with the created material ingredients. His body is eternally in spiritual existence, par excellence. The conception of the Virat Roop or Vishwaroop of the Supreme Absolute Truth is especially meant for the neophyte who can hardly think of the transcendental form of the personality of Godhead. To him, a form means something of this material world, and therefore an opposite conception of the Absolute is necessary. In the beginning, to concentrate the mind on the power extension of the Lord. As stated above, the Lord extends his potency in the form of the Mahat Tattva, which includes all material ingredients. The extension of power by the Lord and the Lord himself personally are one in one sense, but at the same time, the Mahat Tattva is different from the Lord. Therefore, the potency of the Lord and the Lord are simultaneously different and non-different. The conception of the Virat Roop, especially for the impersonalist, is thus non-different from the eternal form of the Lord. This eternal form of the Lord exists prior to the creation of the Mahat Tattva, and it is stressed here that the eternal form of the Lord is par excellence spiritual or transcendental to the modes of material nature. The very same transcendental form of the Lord is manifested by his internal potency, and the formation of his multifarious manifestations of incarnations is always of the same transcendental quality without any touch of the Mahat Tattva. Text 4. Pashyantyado Rupamada Bhracha Kshusha Sahasrapadoru Bhujan Nad Bhutam Sahasra Murdha Shravanakshi Nasikam Sahasra Maulyambar Kunda Lolala Sata. The devotees with their perfect eyes see the transcendental form of the Purush, who has thousands of legs, thighs, arms and faces, all extraordinary. In that body, there are thousands of heads, ears, eyes and noses. They are decorated with thousands of helmets and glowing earrings and are adorned with garlands. With our present materialized senses, we cannot perceive anything of the transcendental Lord. Our present senses are to be rectified by the process of devotional service, and then the Lord himself becomes revealed to us. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that the transcendental Lord can be perceived only by pure devotional service. So it is confirmed in the Vedas that only devotional service can lead one to the side of the Lord, and that only devotional service can reveal him. In the Brahma Samhita also, it is stated that the Lord is always visible to the devotees whose eyes have been anointed with the tinge of devotional service. So we have to take information of the transcendental form of the Lord from persons who have actually seen him with perfect eyes smeared with devotional service. In the material world also, we do not always see things with our own eyes. We sometimes see through the experience of those who have actually seen or done things. If that is the process for experiencing a mundane object, it is more perfectly applicable in matters transcendental. So only with patience and perseverance can we realize the transcendental subject matter regarding the absolute truth and his different forms. He is formless to the neophytes, but he is in transcendental form to the expert servitor. Text 5. Etanna navataranam nidhanam bijam vyayam yasyam shamashena srujyante Devatirayana Naradayaha. This form, the second manifestation of the Purush, is the source and indestructible seed of multifarious incarnations within the universe. From the particles and portions of this form, different living entities like demigods, men and others are created. The Purush, after creating innumerable universes in the Mahat Tattva, entered in each of them as the second Purush, Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. When he saw that within the universe there was only darkness and space without a resting place, he filled half of the universe with water from his own perspiration and laid himself down on the same water. This water is called Garbhodak. Then from his navel the stem of the lotus flower sprouted, and on the flower petals the birth of Brahma, or the master engineer of the universal plan, took place. Brahma became the engineer of the universe, and the Lord himself took charge of the maintenance of the universe as Vishnu. Brahma was generated from Rajo Gun of Prakriti, or the mode of passion in nature, and Vishnu became the Lord of the mode of goodness. Vishnu, being transcendental to all the modes, is always aloof from materialistic affection. This has already been explained. From Brahma there is Rudra Shiv, who is in charge of the mode of ignorance or darkness. He destroys the whole creation by the will of the Lord. Therefore, all three, namely Brahma, Vishnu and Shiv, are incarnations of the Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. From Brahma, the other demigods like Daksha, Marich, Manu and many others become incarnated to generate living entities within the universe. This Garbhodakshayi Vishnu is glorified in the Vedas in the hymns of Garbhastuti, which begin with the description of the Lord as possessing thousands of heads, etc. The Garbhodakshayi Vishnu is the Lord of the universe, and although he appears to be lying within the universe, he is always transcendental. This also has already been explained. The Vishnu, who is the plenary portion of the Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, is the super soul of the universal life, and he is known as the maintainer of the universe, or Shirodakshayi Vishnu. So the three features of the original Purush are thus understood, and all the incarnations within the universe are emanations from this Shirodakshayi Vishnu. In different millennia, there are different incarnations and they are innumerable, although some of them are very prominent, such as Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Ram, Narsimha, Vaman and many others. These incarnations are called Leela incarnations. Then there are qualitative incarnations such as Brahma, Vishnu and Shiv or Rudra, who take charge of the different modes of material nature. Lord Vishnu is not different from the personality of Godhead. Lord Shiv is in marginal position between the personality of Godhead and the living entities or jivas. Brahma is always a jiva tattva. The highest pious living being or the greatest devotee of the Lord is empowered with the potency of the Lord for creation, and he is called Brahma. His power is like the power of the sun, reflected in valuable stones and jewels. When there is no such living being to take charge of the post of Brahma, the Lord himself becomes a Brahma and takes charge of the post. Lord Shiv is not an ordinary living being. He is the plenary portion of the Lord, but because Lord Shiv is in direct touch with material nature, he is not exactly in the same transcendental position as Lord Vishnu. The difference is like that between milk and curd. Curd is nothing but milk, and yet it cannot be used in place of milk. The next incarnations are the Manus. Within 1 day's duration of the life of Brahma, which is calculated by our solar year as 43 lakhs into 1000 years, there are 14 Manus. Therefore, there are 420 Manus in 1 month of Brahma and 5040 Manus in 1 year of Brahma. Brahma lives for 100 years of his age, and therefore there are 5040 into 100 or 5,04,000 Manus in the duration of Brahma's life. There are innumerable universes with one Brahma in each of them, and all of them are created and annihilated during the breathing time of the Purush. Therefore, one can simply imagine how many millions of Manus there are during one breath of the Purush. The Manus who are prominent within the universe are as follows. Yajna as Swayam Bhuva Manu, Vibhu as Swarochisa Manu, Satyasen as Uttam Manu, Hari as Tamasa Manu, Vaikuntha as Raivata Manu, Ajita as Chakshusha Manu, Vaman as Vaivasata Manu. The present age is under the Vaivasvat Manu. Sarvabhauma as Savarani Manu, Rushav as Daksha Savarani Manu, Viswaksen as Brahma Savarani Manu, Dharmasetu as Dharma Savarani Manu, Sudhama as Rudra Savarani Manu, Yogeshwar as Deva Savarani Manu, and Bruhad Bhanu as Indra Savarani Manu. These are the names of one set of 14 Manus covering 430 crores solar years as described above. Then next are the Yugavataras or the incarnations of the millennia. The Yugas are known as Satya Yug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug and Kal Yug. The incarnations of each Yug are of different color. The colors are white, red, black and yellow. In the Dwapar Yug, Lord Krishna in black color appeared, and in the Kal Yug, Lord Chaitanya in yellow color appeared. And all the incarnations of the Lord are mentioned in the revealed scriptures. There is no scope for an impostor to become an incarnation, for an incarnation must be mentioned in the Shastras. An incarnation does not declare himself to be an incarnation of the Lord, but great sages agree by the symptoms mentioned in the revealed scriptures. The features of the incarnation and the particular type of mission which he has to execute are mentioned in the revealed scriptures. Apart from the direct incarnations, there are innumerable empowered incarnations. They are also mentioned in the revealed scriptures. Such incarnations are directly as well as indirectly empowered. When they are directly empowered, they are called incarnations. But when they are indirectly empowered, they are called vibhutis. Directly empowered incarnations are the Kumaras, Narad, Pruthu, Shesha, Ananta, etc. As far as vibhutis are concerned, they are very explicitly described in the Bhagavad Gita in the Vibhuti Yoga chapter. And for all these different types of incarnations, the fountainhead is the Garbhodakshayi Vishnu. Thank you.